it's like prerequisites or some training or knowledge that a trader must have before he can actually become, not, I don't want to use the word certified, because you don't become a certified trader. You only begin to get positive results, sort of. So before you can be said to be a trader with very positive results, there's a certain process you go through, education-wise, experience-wise, training-wise, that actually makes you become a successful trader. And so that's that curve, that learning curve that we're trying to refer to here.
Are there any specific, could you cite any examples of learning curves, or do we use yours? What has your own experience?
Okay, let me try and expound on the way FX has been. You know, when FX first came to Nigeria, you know, there was no training institute, there was no school. Everything is just that you go online, and you get some guys who are selling books online on currency trading and all that. So that's basically the way we started. There was no curve. You know, we just jump right straight into the market. And let me make a typical example. I remember when I funded my first account, I think it was about $1,000 in 2004, I think. I funded my first account with $1,000. I started getting itchy, you know, I was like, I need to place a trade. So I went to the cyber cafe then, there was no all this internet you find out. So I went to the cyber cafe and I placed a trade, and in less than a minute I had lost about $120. You know, it was like the fastest way or the fastest I've ever had in my life, you know. I closed that trade, and I started walking home, and I was really feeling down, you know. So that was the way we started. There was nobody to guide you and all that. But over time, from a lot of the falling and getting up, we begin to see that you actually need good education, you know. So for me, I've actually, you know, traveled, you know, to some, before we had training institutes in Nigeria, I started actually traveled abroad to go for some certain training on how to trade currencies, you know, for me to actually perfect my art.
Well, for those who don't have the luxury, who can't afford to go abroad to get
that
kind of...
you don't have to go abroad right now, because there are some institutions in Nigeria who are offering very good training on currencies trading, and it can actually help you to, you know, to get a better learning, you know, process or curve, you know, to become a currency trader.
Now, how do you recommend that a person start the process or career? I know we've talked about this before, but I guess I feel the need to, let's just expansion more on that, right from the basic getting started career in currencies market. Okay,
now, I don't want to be too like, what word do I want to use now? I don't want to be negative on this matter. But at the same time, not everybody is cut out to be a currency trader. Just like not everybody can be an engineer, everybody can be a doctor. You know, some people at the sight of blood, they faint. So that kind of person will know, okay, I'm not cut out to be a doctor. You know, some people are not technical at all. So if you're not technical, you might not be an engineer. You know, some people don't like working with words. They just like numbers. Then, you know, you can't go and do English or any of this art. So everybody has something they call out for. Not everybody is called out for currency trading. Now, what drives a lot of people to currency trading is just, you know,
making money.
Ego.
Making money.
So now, the first thing for me is that, fine, you're looking for money, you want to make money, but you first need to find out, are you cut out to become a currency trader? And that's why the first thing we actually recommend is that people come for a free of charge seminar on what currency trading is. Because if you check the way education has changed now, especially in the age we're living in, when you're young and maybe you like screwdrivers, you like, you know, unschooling sockets, your parents look at you and they're like, oh, you're going to be an engineer. I mean, you know, this guy's going to be an engineer. Just because of that. Or maybe you know, there's some certain things you just see. And for me, you know, I did engineering. I'm yet to practice engineering one day. I'm like, is it that they didn't see properly? Because then I was very technical. I just thought this was going to be an engineer. But I'm here to practice engineering. So basically, you can come for a free seminar just to see what currency trading is. Because fine, it's about making money, but you need to know whether you cut out for its technicalities to see if you can do it. And so this free seminar gives you an opportunity to do that, you know, just to find out what currency trading is about.
Have you had situations, because I believe there might be situations, given the current economic climate, and not just here, I mean, it's all over the world, where people just say, you know what, I need an extra source of income. Forex looks like a good, you know, then the person goes to your seminar and looks and it says, deep down, the person knows that he or she is really not cut out for it, but because it involves making money, and he just says, you know what, whatever, I'll learn it, and let me just put my head out there anyways.
The thing about the greatest force that man has, that I feel a man has, is the fact that there's nothing he actually puts his mind to that he will not achieve. If you went to, you know, I think when we were in school then, the medical students used to have a lab where they do cadaver cutting and all that. If you went there for the first time and you fainted, You know, you go there again. By the time you go there for like the 10th time, you discover that you can look at cadaver and you're fine. You know, so just because you went there the first time and you fainted doesn't mean you're not cut out for medicine. There's sometimes that when you have no choice and you are put in a corner, you see that you get the best out of you coming out. So basically what I feel is that even though some people might not be, if we actually determine, you can actually turn all of that around because it works. There are countries in the world where all the men, you know, go through military training before they actually, it's like we do NYC, but it's not like the NYC would do. I mean, real military training. So whether you call out to be a military guy or not, you know, as long as you're in that country, you're going to be a military guy. You get my point? So there's some things in life that if you actually put in a corner, you have no choice. Why not? Currency trading can work for everybody. But as I'm saying, you still have to find out whether it actually call out for you.
So basically, from what I can deduce, it's basically not for, should I say, the faint-hearted? I know it's technical, because I also know that there are lots of risks involved.
Sure. Now, when it comes to risk in life is actually about balance. It's like, you know, let me give you a scenario. I don't like to use this negative example. Taking a flight has a level of risk, right? And what kills me is that even when a plane just crashed, you look up in the air and you see another plane is up there. Why? People have to take risk. So when it comes to the risk level, as long as the risk is well managed, you are fine. So the risky thing for me is not the major thing that people should focus on. They should focus on actually, because life is about your capacity to manage risk. So they should focus on managing that instead of focus on the risk, because the risk is the smallest part of it. You know, is the other part of it. You know, now, most of the time, let me give you a case now. When we do most of our free seminars, we're looking at what is FX. Because when we say currency trading, some people don't know what it means. You know, because when you trade shares, you go buy shares of a company and you sell it, and you know, when the shares appreciate, you know, and it's basically because people don't know that currencies appreciate in value. The only time you know currencies appreciate is if you're somebody who buys dollars and you know, exchange naira. But if your business does not require, all you are is you're a core Nigerian, you collect your salary every month, you buy everything in naira, you never know whether currency appreciates or not. So when you talk of currency exchange, people are always wondering, excuse me, are you telling me, you know, you can actually trade currencies? And so for the first time, a lot of people, for the first time when they come for these seminars, they come into a class where they're talking about currencies and they say, oh, so there are difference in values of currencies, and those values change, and there's profit somewhere in between there. You know, for the first time, they are waking to see that concept, you know, that there's profit somewhere in those exchange rates, just like there are profits at the value of shares. And, you know, it's quite a wake-up call for everybody to actually see that. Around the world, as you're sitting right now, currencies are changing in value, and you can take advantage of it.
And this is something definitely that a currencies trader here can learn in the process of, especially at the basic level. Okay, I'll hold your thoughts for us. We'll take a break at this time. We'll come back to talk more about the learning curve for currencies traders. I have been talking to Michael Akinwale. He's a currencies trainer and trader from Forextime. We'll be back after this time out.
Our investments are really going down.
What's funny? My chart reads otherwise. Because I understand that laying the right foundation is the key to steady returns on investments, which is why I chose to attend training with Forextime. Forextime is one of the world's leading brokers in foreign currency trading. Forextime has given me an outstanding knowledge base for maximizing my investment returns. As a team, we can take advantage of Forextime training sessions and improve our position. Forextime organizes free training seminars 4 times a week, and their forward-thinking approach helps in equipping you every step of the way.
Welcome back to Business Morning. I still have Michael Akinwale here, and we're looking at the currencies market and focusing on the learning curve for currencies traders. Thank you so much, Michael, for being here. Now let's move on. Let's focus now on your training classes or training sessions. Okay. I know you have the basic and the advanced classes. For the basic, I understand it's just one day, a couple of hours, maybe 5.
Is it the basic? The basic training is a week.
Oh, it's a week.
5 days.
5 days. Well, many might argue, was that enough? Because you've talked about all the technicalities involved. I have seen some of the numbers. I've seen some of the charts myself, and I keep asking myself, is 1 week really enough?
Okay. I think basically, you know, if you check when you go to, let's assume you go to school and like I did engineering. Sometimes I wonder why we did some courses that we did. You know, because over time you discover you never even use them. So when you go to a real school, you know, a real, university school kind of a thing, there are a lot of courses they just put in there, you know, and that's why if you check most of those billionaires, they drop out of school.